How Teofimo Lopez lost his magic. Teofimo Lopez had reached the pinnacle of his career as an undisputed champion and promising young star. But now, his future is being heavily questioned. What happened to Teofimo Lopez, and how did he go from being on top of the world to slowly going downhill? In today's video, we explore Teofimo Lopez's current situation, particularly after his poor performance against Sandor Martin earlier this month. Teofimo Lopez looked nowhere near the usual version of himself during the fight. He arguably got dropped twice with the same check lead right hook. The first and only confirmed knockdown came in the third round when Teofimo Lopez had Sandor Martin against the ropes and tried to lunge forward. Sandor Martin timed him with a perfect check right hook, sending Teofimo Lopez to the canvas. The second knockdown, although unconfirmed, came in the seventh round. Teofimo Lopez thought that he had hurt Sandor Martin and tried to capitalize, but as he moved forward, Martin caught him with another check right hook. The referee called this a slip, but in slow motion, you can clearly see Teofimo Lopez getting caught with that check right hook and falling because of the impact of that punch. Throughout the whole entire match, it seemed like Sandor Martin had the timing on Teofimo Lopez coming in and kept hitting him with the same check right hook. Even though Teofimo Lopez was able to have his moments against Sandor Martin, especially with his explosiveness and athleticism, it seemed like he never adjusted to Sandor Martin's timing, especially that lead hook that he kept throwing. By the end of the fight, Teofimo Lopez was granted a very close and controversial split decision. Many fans even argued that Sandor Martin was robbed. Whether or not you thought this was a robbery for Martin, everybody could agree that this was a very poor performance by Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez has gone from being an undisputed champion and promising young star to someone whose future is now heavily being questioned. Teofimo, an undisputed champion at the age of 23. In 2020, Lopez faced off against Vasyl Lomachenko, who was considered the best lightweight boxer in the world at the time. Lomachenko held 3 of the major belts, including the WBA, WBO, and WBC lightweight titles. Despite being an underdog, Lopez entered the fight with an undefeated record and had knocked out 12 of his 15 opponents. The fight started, and Lopez was the one who shone brightly. He was able to pressure and back down Lomachenko with his combinations. Lomachenko, who can sometimes be a slow starter, struggled to figure out Lopez's style. By the time Lomachenko got into his groove, it was too late. Lopez had already banked the early rounds with his strength and pressure. Although Lomachenko made a comeback in the latter rounds, Lopez won the fight with a clear unanimous decision and became the undisputed lightweight champion. But things started to change after that fight. Lopez's team had some contract disputes with his promoter, Top Rank, and Lopez was out of the ring for a while. When he returned to fight against George Kambosos Jr., he struggled to make weight and the fight was postponed. Going into the George Kambosos fight, Teofimo Lopez was the undisputed lightweight champion and the betting favorite. It was widely expected that this fight would be a tune-up for Lopez, setting him up for a rematch with Vasyl Lomachenko or a fight with another top contender in the division. However, things did not go as planned for Lopez. From the opening bell, it was clear that Kambosos was not going to be an easy opponent. Lopez came out guns blazing, looking for the knockout as he had promised in multiple press conferences leading up to the fight. He was overextending with his right hand, trying to land the big shot that would put Kambosos away early. But as they say in boxing, you should never look for the knockout, and this proved to be Lopez's undoing. Kambosos was able to take advantage of Lopez's over-aggression and time him with a huge right hand. The shot caught Lopez flush and dropped him to the canvas. From that moment on, it was clear that this was going to be more than just a tune-up fight for Lopez. Kambosos had completely derailed his plans and was proving to be a much tougher opponent than anyone had anticipated. The fight turned into a bloody and intense back-and-forth battle, with both fighters having their moments of success. In the end, it was Kambosos who emerged victorious, winning a unanimous decision and shocking the boxing world. The fight was one of the best of 2021, showcasing the heart, skill, and determination of both fighters. For Lopez, the loss was a setback, but he has vowed to bounce back stronger than ever. As for Kambosos, he has cemented himself as one of the top lightweights in the world and is now looking for his next challenge in the ring. So what happened? Lopez was once a promising young star, but his issues outside the ring and struggles with weight cuts may have affected his performances. Perhaps the pressure of being an undisputed champion got to him and he wasn't able to handle it. Only time will tell if Lopez can bounce back and regain his former glory. After his unfortunate loss, Teofimo Lopez moved up to 140 pounds and began campaigning in that weight class. His first fight at this new weight was against Pedro Campa, whom he dominated from start to finish, eventually securing a 7th-round finish. While Campa was not top competition, moving up to a new weight class and coming off a loss, it was important for Lopez to get a sure win to regain his confidence. However, when Lopez faced Sandor Martin, a top 15 boxer in the division, he was unable to dominate him as he had with Campa. This inconsistency has led to the question of what is the problem with Teofimo Lopez and why has he lost the magic he once had when he beat Lomachenko? One reason for Lopez's inconsistent performances may be his reliance on his talent alone. While he is super athletic and explosive, he often has trouble adjusting to his opponent's styles. While he showed technical prowess against Campa, it was not top competition and he struggled to adjust to Martin's check lead right hook. Similarly, he was unable to adjust to Kambosos' volume and toughness in their fight. Overall, it seems that Lopez needs to work on adjusting to his opponents and relying less on his raw talent if he wants to continue to succeed at the top level of the sport. Teofimo Lopez has been facing a problem in his career. Despite being heavily favored against fighters like Kambosos or Martin, he has struggled to win convincingly. His game plans are over-reliant on his power, and there's no plan B if he cannot secure a knockout. This approach has resulted in poor cornering advice from his father, who serves as his head coach. During a recent fight, Teo's father perpetuated this problem by telling him that he was winning every round, even when it wasn't clear. This advice frustrated Teo, who just wanted to finish the fight. It seemed that Teo and his team underestimated their opponents, relying solely on Teo's power and not considering other strategies. However, when Teo faced Lomachenko, they developed a technically great game plan. They put pressure on Lomachenko in the early rounds, taking advantage of his inactivity, and won the fight. This victory demonstrated that Teo is capable of implementing different strategies in the ring, but it has not been a consistent approach. The solution to this problem is tough but obvious. Teo needs a new coach who can help him develop game plans and tactics and make the right adjustments during a fight. His father, who is kind but something of a yes man, is not the right fit for this role. With the right adjustments and a new head coach, Teo is easily capable of becoming a champion at 140 pounds. Despite recent performances not being up to par, he's only 25 years old and his career is far from over. I'm not confident in saying that Teofimo Lopez can be the champion at 140 until he switches coaches and lets go of his dad. What do you think? Is he still capable of becoming the champion at 140 pounds? Thank you for your support. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already to be notified of all my videos. I'll continue to upload. We have some exciting videos coming this year. Thank you for watching and see you next time.